Hey everyone, in this video we're going to play with our Lego block and we're going to find out about components in SketchUp, which basically means that we're going to take a bunch of lines and surfaces, features, and we're going to select them and we're going to make them work as one. The idea of systems, components, this is going to make this be one total piece. So right now if I come in and I do a triple click here, if I come into my move tool, you'll notice that if I click and move this, even though it does leave my name behind, hopefully I can get that selected next time. But coming in here, if I come in and hit the control key, it duplicates the last thing I did. If I were to drop this kind of on top of each other without making these components, you'll see what a mess it is once I deselect. So coming in here to click on this again, you'll notice that if I try to grab anything, it's not grabbing anything well or easily. All right, I have a bunch of different stuff. If I delete now, I have a bunch of different random things going on. So I'm going to actually edit, undo, back to my original block. Oh, maybe I went too far there. Now, in my original block here, what I'm going to do right away is I'm going to do a click and drag over top all of this. It's going to select it all, and then I'm going to do a right click, and I'm going to make this a component. The component asks you to first of all name it, so let's just define it. We're just going to call this Lego block, and if you wanted to, you could do 4x2. Just kind of talking about what the size is. You could put a description on there. You could do a bunch of different things here as far as other features, but I'm just going to leave it at that as far as naming it, hitting OK. What that's going to do for me is it's going to make a component. So if I come over to my components over here in the edge, you'll see now if I select that I have my Lego block just sitting there. I can click and drag that out here if I wanted to have another one. I just have to click on it and then move it out if I wanted to have more copies. But it also allows me to, I guess, basically be able to arrange them so if they overlap here, if I end up deselecting all these, I can still easily select this and then use my move tool to move that block out and around. Alright, so now that I just kind of showed you that, what I'm going to do here next is I'm going to do some arrangements. So I'm going to leave my one block where it is, and then the next one I'm going to come in here and I have this one selected, so I'm going to deselect it. You can also hit the escape key to deselect. Use my move tool. I'm going to put these side by side by selecting the endpoint of my block and then snapping it to the other endpoint right next to it. Now, a few just little, I guess, helpful tips about move tool. I always use the midpoints, endpoints, simple points that are, I guess, for stacking and arranging those kind of things. If I wanted to come in here now and select one of these, hit the control key once I have it selected with the move tool will allow me to duplicate. If I wanted to put this center point right here on the point of the block, I could do that. And what I could do here is just kind of keep on building. If I grab this top one, move it over, control key, drop this other one off, grab the endpoint, and drop it. You can see that I'm stacking these over and over and over again right next to each other. One thing that's kind of getting messy here is my X-ray being on, so turning that X-ray off might actually help much earlier if you're being frustrated that way. This back one here, you can see I misplaced it. Just drop that off, grab that midpoint, drop in the midpoint there. The last thing I want to show is when you're selecting this piece in your move tool, I'm actually going to deselect, but when you select it with your move tool, you'll also notice these little red pieces. If you have the little red pieces and I come in and I select this, it allows me to rotate. So I can rotate my 90 degrees and hit enter there, and that allows me to turn or to flip my block perpendicular to my edge. just kind of move your blocks around, stack some things up, make some things. If you also want to, you can color your blocks by using the paint bucket tool to turn them different colors. You select it. Thanks for watching. Explore the move tool, play with components, stack some blocks. Hope you enjoy SketchUp.